We're applying the text functions to know the get length of the characters, or to trim the overall column, or to concatenate within two columns or two things, or you can use the left side characters or right side characters or mid characters, lowercase, uppercase, substitution, replace, or blank values. These are all comes under the text functions. I'll show you the functions details. One. So this is the text or the string functions. In the functions, we have a different functions are there. That is logical functions, mathematical functions, text or string functions, operator functions, arithmetic functions. So these are all using the text functions. In the text functions, we can find out the len, concatenate, left, right, mid, upper, lower, trim, substitute, replace, and blank functions. These are all the functions are used in the creating of the new columns with a special features. For example, if you use the length functions, it will find out, it will get the length of the characters in that particular column, the length of the characters in that particular column. The concatenate is used to add the two columns. If you want to add the more columns also, you can add by using the double concatenation process. You want the left function is used to get the characters in the left side column only. For example, if you have in your column, you have a big name that is an organization name with an 50 characters are there. You want to short that particular column. You can take the only 4 letters or 5 letters. Then you can use the right, or else you want to take the right side of that particular characters. You can use the right side function, or else you want the mid characters, that means it's similar to the substring. So you want the only in between of the 7 and in between of the 9. From the 7 to 9, what are the characters are there, then you'll get those characters in a separate. And you want to get the all the lowercase letters in your particular column, you'll get the uppercase letter by using the upper function. Or else you have the lowercase, you can use the lowercase. Or you want to trim, or you want to trim the spaces. Trimming is used to reduce the spaces in between of the characters, in between of the words. For example, CMR Engineering College. CMR is commented in a single word, and the next you gave the 10 spaces over there, and again engineering, and again 10 spaces, and college. So it's a very lengthy process in between of this. In a word, you can easily edit. But when coming to the Power BI, you want to remove the extra spaces in that particular column. For that case, in that particular case, you can use the trim to remove the extra spaces, all the things. Or else you want to substitute, these substitute will work in a conditional base. And replace also will work the same thing, but in the place of a substitute and replace, there is a difference between the substitute and replace. So in the substitute will work on the condition base. If that particular condition is true, then only it will replace the values. When you come into the replace, there is no conditions are used. If you given some specific values over there, it's if it is right or wrong, automatically it will replace. So there is no conditions in the replace. There is a conditions in the substitute. So that is the difference between the substitute and replace. And if the blank is null, will be in place of the any errors will come. So automatically, if there is an infinity or anything is required in that particular place, in that places that values will not be represented. So it replace the error values or the null values or the infinity values. It will leave as a blank. So this is the functions of the text or the string functions. We'll go with the practical session now. I'm using the same data set to apply the text functions also. I'm using the same data set. Now I'm taking the first column. Here I'm using the employer name. In the employer name, we have the name of the employers. So I want to know how much length of that particular employer names. What is the length of that particular column? So for that reason, I am taking the new column. I'm taking the new column and I'm using the name of the column is length of EMP name is equal to, I'm using the function len function, and which length you need? Employer name length, EMP name. So click on enter, you'll get the length of that particular column. So here the Pritham will have the 8 characters, Nasir will have the 5 characters, Charan, Glucose, you have the 15 characters. It includes the space. It includes the space. If you have a space in between of the name, it also includes. So the length will be taken as how much of the spaces for one space it takes as in one character. It takes as a one character. If you have a multiple spaces in between of the two words, it takes as a one. It's considered as a one extra. So this is about the length function. So you want to get, for example, I want to add another column with the name of another column. So here I will give the company name is equal to CMR Engineering College. So I created a new column with the company name with the CMR Engineering College. If you see here, the CMR will have in between, I have give the three or four spaces, engineering college, in between of the college also I gave 3 spaces. So you want to trim these, you have to remove the extra spaces in that particular column. So for that, you have to use a new column again, and you can use the trim function. You can use the trim function. First, you can check how many, you can check the how many, what is the length of this particular company name, length of this particular company name. So I am updating with the length of EMP name with EMP company name. So the length of the company name is 39 characters are there in this particular company name. So if you apply the trim here, if you take a one more column, you want to take the new column, and you can use the, I'm using the column name as a trim company name is equal to, in brackets, I'm using the trim function, and I'm using the company name. So the trim function will calculate and it will remove the spaces of the company name. So you got, it removes the spaces and it will keep only one space in between of the two characters. For example, CMR, I gave the 3 spaces over there, and engineering, I gave the 3 spaces over there. So it's remove the CMR, only one space will be keep there, and remaining extra 2 spaces will be removed. Only one space will be there in between of the two words madhyalalo. It will keep only one space and it will remove the extra spaces, and will trim the overall column, and it will rearrange. Now we'll check actual character size of this company name is 39. Now we will see, I am removing the company name and I am using the trim company name. Now you'll see What is the size of that particular column? It's a 23. So it's removed the extra spaces and it will get the overall column into a perfect manner. So that is the use of the trimming. So the trimming is used for the extra, removing the extra spaces, and you are removing the things. Now I'll go with the next option, that is a concatenate option. Take the new column. Take the new column, and the column name is employee ID name. I think we already have the employer ID name here. Is there? No. EMP ID name is equal to concatenate. Concatenate. What are the things you have to concatenate? That is ID. That means employer ID. EMP ID, comma, and I'm using the separator. That means minus, and you can close to see this one. So if you see here, you got only the employer ID hyphen. I'm not using the extra name, that is the employer name is not included there. Why? Because you are using these concatenated for, it will accept only the two column names, or it will accept the only two functions, two characters only it will accept. If you want to add one more, you can add again. You make this full as a single function. You make this full as a single function, and you can again use the concatenate. And again you can use the concatenate, and these concatenated function will be considered as a one text function. These concatenate function will consider as a one function, comma, comma, emp name, emp name. Now you see the concatenate function. Why? Because the concatenate, if you see the syntax of the concatenate also, it will accept only the two text fields. It will accept only the two text. That is, I'm giving the employer ID as an one and hyphen is an a second one. So it will, this concatenate function will accept only the two text fields. So I'm giving these two again. So you want one more field extra. I will make these concatenate function as an a one text function. And again, I am using this one. And again, I'm using this one. So అప్పటికి ఏమైపోతుందంటే we are using the two text fields with an two different concatenates, and you'll get this one. So this is the same as how we are using an and. And the next function is use the left or right. The next column is left character. Left character, we are using the left function, and the text is emp name. We are using the company name, comma, how many characters you required? Only 3 characters you required. Only the 3 characters you required from the company name, that is cm. That means in before of the 3. So 3 కంటే ముందర ఎన్ని characters ఉంటాయో అవి మాత్రమే తీసుకుంటుంది. So if you give as a 4, it will take 3. CMR, you got the CMR over there. So you want the right side of this particular one, then you can use the just right here. You can get the right side values. Okay, in the company name I don't have any right, you have give the spaces over there. So I'll take the trim company. And, okay. So like this, you can use the left, right, middle, lowercase, uppercase, and all functions can be used. Now we'll discuss with one important thing, that is a substitute and replace. Substitute and replace. So I'm using the uh, next substitute substring is a column name. I'm using substitute as a function, and I'm replacing emp name. So in the employer name, what details we have, what thing we want to replace means, yeah, in the Sri we have, in the place of 13, you can see Sri is there. So I want to replace the Sri into SREE into SRI. SRI. So if you see the 13th column, that is a employer ID, department ID 13. Yeah.
So it is still SR double E, no?
Yeah, yeah,
Did
that
it?
only, ma'am. I'm checking. 1 minute. Yeah. You see here, I use the substitute with the city name, that is a BLR. This BLR is changed and it gives a substitute of the BAN. So it got BAN over here. So I use
So
the
why it
substitute
didn't
function.
work with the
Yeah, there also it
employee
will work,
name?
ma'am. It will also work. It
Why
will
it
also
didn't?
work. It will also work. EMP name.
Is it case sensitive? Then I think
Yeah, it's a case
because in the
sensitive, ma'am.
name, yeah, because in the name it is S is I think capital. So
Yes, capital. That is a case sensitive only. For that reason only it's not work. So I am applying same thing.
yeah.
It will get. Don't worry. The DAX function is in a full case sensitive. Now you can see it's work.
Yes, now it is changed to BA.
Backward. Why? Because that is in a case sensitive. So for that
Yeah.
reason only I worked in the city, so that we got. If you can use the occurrences also, that can be given. That is an instance name, instance number. That is a second occurrence. Why? Because if you have a instance number, for example, if you have a Sri in a 2 times, then only the second repeated time only it will accept. For example, There you have the S. One will see the name of Sri and Sri again. You have anything? The occurrence means this occurrence will be taken as only the if the that particular replaced word. For example, Sri is repeated twice in a name, then you can use the instance number. That is the second occurrence number. If the second time is repeated, for example, Sri Sanchal Sri is there means the first Sri will not be replaced, and the second Sri will be replaced with a ban if you give the instance number. That is an optional. If you want to give, you can give. Otherwise, you don't give. So in this is the substitute, and in the place of a replace, if you see here, the substitute will replace only the ban. That means if Sri is available, then it replaces the ban. When you use the replace, this replace will work means, for example, emp name, emp name, the first starting position. For example, in the from the second place onwards, second place, comma, number of characters 4, comma, you want to replace with star, then you check. So it will take from the second character to the fourth character, it will mark as a star. So this is the replacement. When you see in the substitute, it will take if the particular name or character or the case sensitive. That means if everything is exactly matched, then only it replace. In the replace function, it will take the only the number of characters from which character to which character you want to update, you want to replace, you can replace. It won't follow any functions, it won't accept any conditions. So like this, you can use the replace and substitute functions. Like this, you can use the replace and substitute functions. This is about the text and the string functions. If you have any doubts in this?
So, from the second character till the fourth character, it will convert to all the stars, right? Or is it
Yeah,
four is
four.
the number of
Four value.
characters?
Four is the number of characters.
Okay, so it will start
One,
at
two,
two,
three,
number
four.
two position,
From started
and
to number
then
two position, then it will take the four
four characters.
characters. Then those four characters will be replaced with whatever the text you gave over there. I
Okay,
gave
okay.
stars here. If you want to give any alphabets or if you want to give anything, you can give there and it will be replaced. Okay, this is about the text or the string functions. And in the afternoon session, we'll go with the next function. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Ma'am will share
No,
you the
sir.
recording session then. Yeah, tell me, ma'am.
No, no doubts. It was a